Our stories and our topics will include, but are not limited to, everyday issues. We're here for you, for our listeners. We want to know what's important to you.
So again, don't miss us
on Tan Talk Radio. Tune in again, Shrink and Wrap Show.
We'll see you there.
That's the Shrink and Wrap Show every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, you new to the area or just want to know about the best hidden gems and upcoming events? Stay tuned. Be Local Buzz with Devin takes you to these places, introduces you to the best businesses, and tells you about upcoming buzz. Preset your radio to Tan Talk 1340 AM or 106.1 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. That is the Be Local Buzz with Devin on Tan Talk 1340 AM and 106 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. Looking forward to speaking with you.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Good morning, everybody. 9:06 on a beautiful Thursday morning. Here we are once again. The Knife and Fork Radio Show with your esteemed hosts, Mike and Eric. Hopefully everyone had a great week since we spoke to you last. I know I did. Mike, how was your week since we talked to you last Thursday, my man?
Oh, it's great, man.
Yeah.
Full rest.
Yeah, I heard you took a couple days off this past week.
Yeah,
good
a
for
little
you.
relaxation. I needed it. My brain was broken.
No, I understand, man. It's a tough business that we're in, man. You got to do it every once in a while. Then we got, as always, Ed, the amazing producer back there in the production studio. Ed, how are you, sir?
Ed's ready for a cold front.
I'm not a big fan of the cold, but I'll tell you what, man, the high is supposed to be. They're on the TV this morning. They're record highs, right? Now, I don't want to hear about record highs. I want to hear about, like, record lows this time of the year. You know what I mean? That'll make me happy. It is warm out there. It is warm. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some snow the next couple days.
94 today, 93 tomorrow, 92 Saturday, 91 Sunday.
That's tough.
And we get a break on Monday. It will only be 89. And there's no rain in sight. That's the problem.
My grass is brown as
nice
the day is long. It's crunchy. Yeah. You can't walk on it. It like hurts your feet if you're barefoot. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's mine's not very great.
No, it's just one of those things. It's that time of the year, unfortunately. But so anyway, hopefully everyone had a great week. We've got a pretty good show lined up. I've got a really good guest lined up today. He's going to be in the second segment of the show. His name is James Renew. He owns the Estuary Restaurant out in downtown Newport Richey. He also owns the Little Lamb out there on Enterprise Road in Clearwater. He's an amazing chef, extremely talented. And we have the pleasure of speaking with him a little bit later on today during the show. So, James, I know you're listening out there right now. Just get ready to call in. We're going to take your call in on the second segment, all right? Looking forward to talking to you for sure. And just a little shout out to Joey over there at Joey's New York Italian. I know you're listening as well. Just want to say what's up, buddy, and I'll be talking to you a little bit later on this afternoon, all right? So, we've got a nice little top 10 list lined up for today.
Oh, I'm excited.
I've got a pretty cool one, I think. It's a top 10 food cities in the United States. So this is where all the fun happens across the country. Top 10 food cities rated by Food and Wine magazine. We'll just jump right into that because we've got a lot of stuff to pack into the show today. Number 11 is a little bit off the chart, so we'll hit that one a little bit later. We're going to come back to that. They actually had 11 through 1 listed, but we're going to start with number 10. Anyone take a crack at number 10? Do you think you know what it is?
Oh, number 10, Maine. Oh, no, it's not a city.
No, it's not.
Oops.
It's okay. Honolulu, apparently. Apparently, they've got a lot of good food over there.
I thought Spam, right?
I thought Spam was the only thing that came.
Spam, pineapples, and macadamia nuts.
Absolutely,
right?
and they're great too. All three of those items are outstanding. The Spam will kill you.
But it's outstanding.
Yeah, you chop it up, put it into an omelet, do what you want with it. Yeah, I remember my dad used to eat that crap when I was younger. Oh, yeah. He'd eat that stupid potted meat and deviled ham stuff and Vienna sausages. Oh, God. And you take the lid off, and it's got like the film of like the grease, the congealed grease on top. And he loved them. He would spread that potted meat on like a piece of white Wonder Bread and just eat it. That was his snack.
Oh, man. No hot sauce, nothing?
Nothing, man. Potted meat and white bread. Oh, God, it was foul. Every time I go to the grocery store and I see stuff like that, it brings me back to when I was like 8 years old watching him eating that crap. Disgusting. Number 9, Mike, Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you were there.
I was close.
Very good. Very good. Number 8 on the top 10 list, Washington, D.C. Apparently our capital has a bunch of good restaurants. I didn't know that.
Well, I have had pho
Okay.
Or pho.
Pho. Yeah.
In Washington, D.C. was amazing.
Really?
Best I ever had.
No kidding.
Right next to Georgetown University.
Nice.
Downtown.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I love pho. It's so good. It's one of my wife's favorites as well.
And this was probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So, I mean, they were ahead of the curve.
No kidding.
So
that's pretty good. Yeah, I love that stuff. And they put the braised pork belly in there and the noodles and the broth,
all the greens.
Oh, it's so good, man. So good. Miami comes in at number 7 on the top 10 list. So that makes
not
sense.
Surprising. All the
and Miami's
really
kind of
nice
ritzy and they do all that crazy stuff down there. Yeah. I don't ever want to go to Miami ever again for as long as I live because I can't stand that city. But I do know it's a bit of a mecca in the area.
Yeah, I mean, until you slept in your car on top of the parking lot of the police station downtown.
Okay.
You haven't really lived.
I'm not really sure where you're going with this, Mike, but is there a story behind this that you'd like to share from personal experiences?
I can't say it out loud. We're just going to move on.
Okay, we'll just keep moving forward. Just remember his advice, everyone out there listening.
Everybody's Googling your name right now.
Right. We've never said his last name, so good luck people trying to find it. If you want to know, just private message me after the show, and I'll be more than happy to give out his name and social security number moving forward, okay?
Cell phone, email.
Exactly, whatever you need. Number 6, Charleston. I didn't know that was
Charleston,
big
South Carolina?
City. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge in South Carolina.
Is it?
Yeah, because there's nothing else to do.
Of course, number 5, everyone would figure this one, Los Angeles. It is what it is.
Taco Central,
yeah. And then number 4, Austin. Have you ever been to Austin, Texas?
I've been through Austin, Texas. I've never stopped.
It's a fun little town. Ed, you ever been to Austin, Texas before?
No.
I'll tell you, it's a fun town. We went there, I would say maybe 3 or 4 years ago for my wife's brother's birthday. And we spent, I think we spent like 4 or 5 days out there. And there's just no lack of anything to do at any given time. I mean, if you like food, if you're in the food scene, I mean, food trucks lined up everywhere. If you want to go to like dancing or if you want to go to a club or whatever, I mean,
really?
we went and learned how to line dance. And I don't like country music or anything about it, but it just seemed like the right thing to do. Being
when in Rome, right?
Oh, not line dancing, square dancing. Square dancing. I'm sorry, yeah, square dancing.
Square dancing. Yeah. Oh, that's even more interesting.
And so we go into this bar, we have a couple of beers, and then we look over, and on the dance floor, as we're ordering, we see that they're doing square dance lessons, right? And I'm like, well, whatever. So her family gets up there, and they start taking the lessons, whatever. I'm like, well, when in Rome, I guess. And I have no rhythm whatsoever. But I'm like, I'm going to get out there and do it. And I got to tell you, man, it was a really, really good time. I'm sure I looked like an idiot, but so did 95% of the other people that were on the dance floor.
That's fair.
And so I fit right in with the crowd.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, square dancing. It was a lot of fun. I'll probably never do it again for the rest of my life, but it was a good experience.
Oh, yeah. It'll definitely never happen again.
Never happen again. Number 3 on the list, Chicago. That's an obvious one.
Yeah, pizza.
Yeah. Pizza, and they've got a lot of fine dining. There's a lot of aspiring chefs that come out of Chicago that make it.
I've been to Chicago a bunch of times. Yeah. Rush, Haight Street, they have so many good restaurants.
Every corner, man, and in between. I mean, you can walk in there any time of the day, and they're open till like 3, 4 in the morning.
It's weird.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
but the food is outstanding in Chicago. They've got some really good restaurants. Number 2, this one might ring a bell. New Orleans.
That is number 1.
And you thought that was going to be number 1?
Yeah. So did I.
Now, number 1 is the obvious answer.
New York.
Yes, sir.
New York
City is the obvious answer on this top 10 list. Yeah,
it's the melting pot of everything.
It is. The Big Apple is what they call it. Yeah,
the Big Apple.
I don't know if anyone out there realizes it, but the Big Apple is a reference to New York. In case you're wondering, dead silence crosses the room.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So that's it. That's this week's top 10 list. Kind of, like I said, we're just kind of moving forward through it a little bit quickly today because we got a little bit of ground to cover. Moving forward, I touched on the restaurant last week, Latitude 28. I just want to hit them up one more time. I've been down there with those guys for the last couple of weeks doing some consulting and helping them out, getting their restaurant established and helping them get their recipes in place and whatever and make it as successful as possible. And I got to tell you, we revised some things on the menu over the course of the last week. We added some new items on there, and we introduced a few different things that weren't on there before. And top notch, man.
Oh,
top
nice,
notch. I'm not taking any credit for this. There's an amazing executive chef that works there, and he and I work closely together, and we were able to devise this new menu. And it was just, I mean, everything 100% made from scratch. Everything's ready to go. Latitude 28. It's spelled L''attitude 28. It's on the corner of Rowan Road and 54. If you guys want a good dining experience and you want a great meal start to finish that you're not going to be disappointed in, do yourselves a favor. Check it out. They're open every day except for Tuesday. During the weekdays, they're open till 10 o'clock. And on Friday, Saturday, they're open till 11. Sunday, they take an early day. They close at 7. So check them out whenever you have an opportunity to. And like I said, you will not be disappointed. Latitude 28, spelled L''attitude 28.
Well,
yeah,
I haven't been back.
Yeah.
But
well, you live on the other side of town, so it's one of those things.
But I'm excited to go back now with the
new menu items.
Yeah, with the new menu items.
Yeah, we put this we did this Korean style salt and pepper calamari.
Nice.
So I came up with this Korean style like chili glaze. Made from scratch, of course, all the different ingredients. It's got like 15 different ingredients in it. And what we do is we flash fry the calamari with salt and pepper. Very simple, very straightforward. Then we take that Korean style, I call it Korean style barbecue sauce because it's just easy to understand and relate to. Drizzle that over the top, serve with a little additional side of it. Then I hit it with a bunch of toasted sesame seeds and some scallions on top. That's an appetizer. And it's really, really good. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that came out really, really good.
Calamari.
Yeah. Oh, who doesn't? Yeah, it's a crowd favorite for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. But yes, anyway, I just wanted to give them a quick shout out as well. I'll probably hit them up one more time before the end of the show today also. Now, Mike, I know you and I, we've been talking a little bit about doing some consulting work on our own. I know you've got some experience doing some consulting work. You've consulted for a few restaurants in the past leading up to your venture that you're at right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm just kind of diving into this restaurant consulting gig myself. And I got to tell you, I enjoy it. You know,
well, the best thing about it is not being stuck in the same four walls every single day.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about it.
I'm sure. And you know what? I like being in charge too. I'm not going to lie to you. I do. I like being in charge.
Obviously.
So it's nice, walking in and just knowing that you've got the right ideas and you've got the input and you've got the ability to kind of clean things up and make things on the right path.
Well, you have the know-how and you want to pass that knowledge on.
Yeah.
So they can continue to prosper. I
think between you and I, man, we probably got, God, I know I've got like 33, 34 years under my belt. You probably
25.
have 25. So we're like almost 60 years worth of experience between the two guys sitting here at the table, which is pretty crazy, man. If you think about it. Remember when we were kids? And we were just, not kids, but when we were, just coming up, like 21, 22, we had our place and whatever. And we just lived life for the day at those.
Yeah, we were just having, whatever's going to happen today is going to happen today.
We never said, let's start a restaurant consulting business.
No, never.
And those were the carefree days, man.
Those were the carefree days.
We loved them. Yeah. Thank God we don't do that anymore. It was very hazardous to our health.
Yeah, it was not good.
I wouldn't trade it for the world for where I am in life right now with my beautiful wife and my family. But I'll tell you what, man, those days were a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of debauchery. Yep, for sure.
So anyway, Mike and I, we're going to start this consulting business. We haven't launched it as of yet, but it's going to be called H&L Consulting. And if there's anyone out there listening that needs a little bit of help with your new venture or even for your existing venture that may have been there for a long time, like I said, you got 60 years worth of experience sitting at the table talking to you right now. We'd be more than happy to come down there, assess the situation that you have in front of you, and maybe give you a hand getting things straightened up or just getting things streamlined for you. We'd love to help out. H&L Consulting is the name of the company. We don't have a telephone number that we want to give out on the air. So if you do have any questions, just go ahead and contact us on my Facebook page, Pasco County Restaurants. Just message me directly and leave your phone number and we'll get back to you and we'll let you know what we can do, if anything at all, to help.
Yeah, absolutely. We're more than willing to help and we have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Both of us can do anything in a restaurant, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, I know you, Mike, you're running a restaurant that does in excess of $100,000 a week in sales right now. So, if anybody knows anything about this business, it's the guy sitting to my left. I don't know if you're watching, but he's on the left side of me. Unless you're looking at me, then he's on the right. But nonetheless, the guy sitting to the left of me over here, I mean, this guy knows everything about everything, and he can do volume too. So, if you got a busy restaurant that's in chaos, we can come over and clean house for you and make it work.
Yeah, clean up computers, clean up. I mean, we do everything.
Full liquor, anything. I can show you the bartend. I can show you what the trends in the business right now. Anything you guys need.
Make menus. Yeah, whatever.
H&L Consulting. Hit me up on my Facebook page, Pasco County Restaurants. We'd love to help you out if you do have the need for it. Now, I know we've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, but I can't get past what they're calling the restaurant apocalypse. I know I sound like a broken record, and I keep talking about it every time we're on live on the air, but it's incredible. Every time I look into it, there's more and more places that are closing or downsizing or just getting away from what they used to be for whatever reasons or not. Just a quick list. I'm just going to go through it. Downsizing: Burger King, Fridays, downsizing, Starbucks downsizing, Papa John's downsizing, Joe's Crab Shack closed, Dairy Queen downsizing, Chili's. I probably have, I don't know, probably 25 different restaurants that everyone knows and they have been to over the course of the last 20 years that are just either going out of business
or downsizing,
or just straight downsizing because they just can't hold on anymore.
Well, it's like Starbucks. I mean, geez, how many sites do you need?
Yeah, they're 100. They're everywhere.
There's 100 in this area.
Oh, just in this area we're in right now. Yeah,
there's 100.
My wife works for a company that does HVAC, and they just took on a bunch of Starbucks, for like all the refrigeration, air conditioning. I don't know if they do the air conditioning, but the refrigeration for them,
right.
Ice machines, things like that. And tomorrow marks the day where they're taking on another like 700 or 800 locations.
Oh, wow.
Across the country. And she is just out of her mind busy with it right now because it's just a full-time job just maintaining Starbucks.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because, it's just, they're everywhere.
Units. There's so many units.
They're everywhere. See, they figured it out, man, the coffee business.
Oh, they've definitely got it dialed in.
Yeah, and I'll drink Dunkin' Donuts every day of the week over Starbucks if you ask me. Of course. I'm just not a fan.
I don't like the beans.
They taste burned. They taste overly roasted. They do have a good peach tea, though. I like that from time to time.
Yeah, well,
if I've got an extra $12 in my pocket,
they definitely don't get their monkey. They definitely don't get their beans from monkey feces. I can tell you that.
No,
much.
I'm hoping not, but
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Well, I'll look into that after the show. All right, Ed, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and take a quick.
There's a couple of downtown St. Pete that closed.
Starbucks?
No. Topaz.
I'm not familiar.
And Bacon Bitch.
I'm sorry, what?
Bacon Bitch?
Bacon Bitch, like BITCH, bitch?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
I know what it's called.
I got to tell you, Mike, you want to open up a restaurant with me? We can call it Bacon Bitch because that's the best name I've ever heard in my life for a restaurant. I love it.
It didn't fare too well. It closed its doors.
Barely not. Well, we can consult it and then we'll open up. Hey, Ed, I got to take a quick break. Yep. James, I know you're out there. As soon as we get back from break, we'll start taking your call, all right? Knife and Fork Radio Show.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
On Wednesday night, the Rays and A's got together for Game 2 of 3 at Tropicana Field, and this was a 3-3 ball game in the top of the ninth where the A's had a runner on for Zach Geloff.
He swings and sends one way up into the air. Left center field and deep. Siri back to the warning track. At the wall, he jumps up, and he caught it to save the game.
And in the bottom of the ninth, after a double by Ahmed Rosario and a sac bunt by Alex Jackson, it was Jose Siri yet again.
Pitches. There's a fly ball to left field to win the game. Jose Siri hits one up against the wall and straightaway left. And the Rays have won it 4-3. A walk-off win to square the series.
It was Siri's first walk-off of his career. The Rays will go for the series win on Thursday afternoon. First pitch at 1:10. And with your Rays report, I'm Chris Adams-Wolf.
Catch the Rays all season on the Rays Radio Network. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
Tune in to the Shrink and Wrap Show here on Tan Talk Radio.
Our stories and our topics will include, but are not limited to, everyday issues. We're here for you, for our listeners. We want to know what's important to you.
So again, don't miss us
on Tan Talk Radio. Tune in again, Shrink and Wrap Show.
We'll see you then.
That's the Shrink and Wrap Show every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Unity Florida has moved to Thursday nights from 5 to 7 with more golf entertainment and inside information. From the PGA to the LPGA, LIV, and local events, show for scratch golfers, fun-loving hacks, two pros sharing insight along with the hack and Caddyshack humor, their talented entertainment team. Unity Florida, 5 to 7 from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, 19th Hole Clubhouse, and Ice Pick Vodka Studios. On the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection Radio Network streaming on FloridaSportsStream.com. Tee it high and let it fly on the T Florida and Ice Pick Vodka.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:24 Thursday morning. You are listening to the infamous Knife and Fork Radio Show on the Tan Talk Radio Network. We just got through our top 10 list, so we won't have another one of those until the following week, because now we're going to go to one of, in my opinion, one of the best restaurants in the area. hands down. The restaurant name is the Estuary. It's out in beautiful downtown Newport Richey, right off of Grand Boulevard and almost Main Street. And this gentleman, James Renew, he also owns the Little Lamb, which is my wife and I. It's one of our favorite restaurants over in the Clearwater area. James has been doing this for quite some time now. He's traveled the world. He's trained in Australia. He's been in New York. He's been all over the place. And he opened the Little Lamb restaurant in 2016, and then he opened the Estuary, which is his latest concept, maybe about a year ago. And that's the one over in downtown Newport Richey. Beautiful restaurant. Food is top notch, solid. The techniques that are used are unbeknownst to me. It's the stuff that you see on the cooking shows, and you're like, man, how do these guys figure that stuff out? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just kind of one of those guys that likes to put food in a plate and make it taste good. This guy makes it taste good, look great, and he does everything to go along with it to entice you to come in. And it's reasonably priced, and it is just top notch. James, I know you're on the line now. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you so much for having me. What an intro.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, man. Hey, listen, man, I would only promote you if I mean it. And I'll be honest with you, man. You know, back when you opened that Little Lamb, however many years ago it was, we heard about you, and my wife and I, we decided to check you out one day, and we were just hooked from day one, man. You've got that cauliflower on the menu with the Zephyrhills seasoning, and I got it's a house favorite of mine, man. It is so good. Hopefully, you still have that in the menu because it is outstanding.
It is. We actually it's been on the menu at the Lamb for I don't know 6-7 years, and we brought it over to Estuary as well.
Awesome.
Changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, man. You put those really thinly shaved. What kind of peppers are those that you put on those? They're like really thinly shaved.
Yeah, they're just dried chilies.
Yeah.
Kind of a Korean thing. Yep.
Yeah, outstanding, man. And then my wife's favorite, and it sounds crazy, but I mean, you've got this beautiful menu. You've got all these different things I've never heard of or experienced in my life. My wife's favorite is the Caesar salad with the anchovy crumble. It is top notch, man. She's when we say let's go to Little Lamb for dinner, she perks up and she's like, I can't wait to get that Caesar salad with the anchovy crumble on it. And I'm like, you know what? I can't either, man. I don't know how you make it, but it's absolutely delicious. But so anyway, James, let's get into it, man. Talk about your restaurants a little bit. Sure. I want to promote you, and I want you to get a little bit of bump from this radio show today because you definitely deserve it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Estuary opened February 15th of 23. So kind of a seafood concept. We've changed it over a little more kind of meat heavy at this point.
Okay.
I like to change the menu often. I get really bored.
Yeah.
I like to do some different things and obviously try to stay seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something we really focus on over there. And we're doing pretty well. It's a lot of fun. The build out was beautiful.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Not to cut you off, James, but the inside of that restaurant is absolutely gorgeous. When I walked in there, I was like, man, all right, this guy did his homework on this building because everything and I analyze everything when I walk in, just like Mike does. That's just what we do. And James, I'm sure you do the exact same thing when you walk into a restaurant you've never been in before. That's the art, and that's the it's instinctive to us as operators. And I walked in, I couldn't find any flaws in that place. If anything, man, nothing but compliments. You did a great job building that place out. So hats off to you, my friend.
Thank you so much. I had a little bit of help with that one, but it's funny to see the two restaurants, right? So Little Lamb is something I built with my own two hands, and you can definitely see the difference, right? Hey. You have me like burning the wood on the walls of the Lamb,
but it's a cool look. It's a cool look, man. That wood on the walls, that torch wood effect, man. I love it. I think it looks great.
Yeah, thanks. It's interesting to see the difference in concept, having someone else build it out versus a chef trying to build something.
No, I totally understand. Yeah, totally get it.
We totally understand.
Yeah, for sure. But so what would you like if you had to pin it down to any type of particular cuisine, just for the listeners that are out there today that want to give you a try after this show? How would you describe it? Like, what would you describe your cooking style or your technique or the menu for the most part?
I mean, I always call it contemporary American, kind of modern American. It's definitely a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things that I kind of product and technique that I brought over from Australia when I lived there.
Mm-hmm.
some things from Vegas, and just growing up in Orlando and just things you pick up along the way. You know what I mean? So it's definitely kind of a melting pot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, makes sense because if you look at the menu, that's a good way to describe it. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, I love it. But and then you said that now you're working on some other stuff too. I don't know if you're prepared to talk about it or if you want to move forward, at this time and announce anything to the public. But I know you've got some future endeavors that you've got in your back pocket as well. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be great. So our friends over at Escape Brewing are building a food hall out in Trinity, off of 54 and Trinity.
Oh, it's my neck of the woods.
Basically, me too. And so it's like a 10,000 square foot building. The brewery's going to consume, a part of it, and then they're building a food hall inside, and we're doing one of the stalls in there. So that concept's called Jimmy Renner's, and it's going to be a smash burger and fried chicken sandwich concept.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, man. It's going to be really cool, affordable, and just delicious.
And then in the food hall, in addition, like how many different restaurants are going to be available? Because I'm kind of envisioning it's almost like an outdoor style, like food court, basically, where you just go from one place to the next.
It'll be indoors.
Okay.
It'll be indoors, and I think there's 6 total stalls in there.
Okay.
And if you just go to the collective at Escape Brewing, you'll be able to see all the concepts that are in there.
Awesome.
It's Three Corners Pizza. There's Dang Dude and a couple of other concepts in there. So some heavy hitters, and then me.
Very cool. No, very cool, man. I love it. Yeah. Yo, you're going to have your hands full here pretty soon, man. Well, you got 2 of them going right now. And then you're going to have a third one going here soon. Like we spoke briefly yesterday, you and I, just to get a little bit of information. And I told you, man, I had 2 of them going at one time. And I swear to God, man, I wanted to hit myself in the head with a hammer most of the time because it was just so much. I couldn't imagine having 3 of them. Oh, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough for sure. Luckily the lamb is really functioning with very little effort for me right now.
Good.
Which is great. My wife is there most days. And takes care of all the legal business and all the payroll stuff, and I can kind of just focus on some menus and stuff. And then estuary, I'm pretty much there, 6 days, 12 hours a day for now until Jimmy's open.
Yeah, I understand. Then then who knows where you're going to be at any given time? You're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's how it goes, man. Well, I'll tell you what, James, like I said, man, the restaurant's great. Mike, have you ever had an opportunity to go out there and check it out?
I have not.
Man, I'll tell you what, man, if you and your wife want to have a nice, kind of intimate setting dinner, with good service, good food. Now, you have full liquor at both of these restaurants as well, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, James?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So I remember you opened the Little Lamb with just beer and wine. Then you guys did so well, you knocked out the wall and you expanded to the suite next door and made a big dining room. So how many seats you got in Little Lamb right now? Because I know you only had 30 or 35 when you first opened. What are you at right now?
Yeah, we're at 153 with outside seating.
Wow. All right. So you've expanded quite a bit. Yeah, three times the original size. Yeah.
With the liquor laws in Florida, you had to have 2,500 square feet of service area and 150 seats, right?
Yeah.
So it's either build a way bigger restaurant or try to come up with $500,000 for a liquer license.
Yeah, exactly. Or because you're going to get that SRX license every day of the week and not have to worry about it. That's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, because is that what they're going for now? $500,000 for a straight liquor license?
I think it's more than that, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's in the 8s.
Wow.
Yeah. Pinellas is in the 8s, and then
oh my God.
6.
That's amazing.
5 6,
I have never had a reason to look into buying a liquor license, but I remember they were, the last time I looked at it, just for information purposes, they were like $180,000. I can't believe they're that expensive.
They're that expensive.
Oh,
there's only so many spots you can put them.
Yeah,
and then you can't be by schools. You can't. You got
things you can't do. That's amazing.
And it's a lottery, system every year, so they only allot a certain amount every year. So that's the biggest thing, right?
Right. But that SRX license, though, you can get that, as long as you're zoned for it properly, you can get that license wherever you are, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah.
It goes off of seating now. I think it's only 120. I think they dropped it after 2022 or 23, but it's a little bit smaller.
Right.
You still have to have 51% food versus alcohol.
Sure.
That's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
That sounds like it's a lot cheaper. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's always the route to go.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, all right, James. Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's been great having you on. I know you're a busy man and you've got a lot of stuff to do. You know, running 2 restaurants and getting a third one up and running in the not so distant future. You want to give yourself a plug for your places one more time before we part ways?
Yeah. Just you guys come out to Estuary this week, especially. We have 50% off for teachers for education this week. We just want to say thank you to everybody that's helped educate my children and everybody else's. And then, Little Lamb, just come out all summer, hang out and have some cocktails and just have a nice chill evening.
You got it, man. What are your hours at both locations? Are you open 7 days a week or are you closed any days?
Yes, we're closed at the Lamb on Sunday and we're closed on Monday at Estuary.
Okay.
And we're 4 to 9 during the week and 4 to 10 during the weekend.
Very good, man. All right.
Friday, Saturday.
Well, James, I'll tell you what, buddy, it's been an absolute pleasure. And you know what? You hit the nail on the head with the teachers too, man. You know, the teachers that are out there, and I'm so appreciative that you're doing that for them because they're so underappreciated. They're overworked. Yes, they're grossly underpaid. And we rely on them for our kids in order to educate and to make our kids successful with their ventures when they become young adults. And good job, man. Good job. I'm telling you, man. It's the right thing to do. So listen, and I'll tell you what, I don't know, my brother-in-law, Mark, he's a teacher out there in St. Pete. If you're listening to the show this morning, Mark, or my sister-in-law, Kat, get your asses out to the Estuary this weekend because you're going to get 50% off your meal because that's what you do. And we need to give back as much as we can. James, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, sir. And I will probably stop into your restaurant the next week or two and check in, say hi.
Come say hi for sure.
I would love to.
Great.
I would love to. James,
awesome. Thanks, man.
Have a great rest of your week, man. Good luck in all your ventures.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Very cool. I'll tell you, great restaurant, guys. If you're looking for a good place to go and check out, you will not be disappointed with them as well. They're excellent, and I mean, like I said, they do the fancy stuff that I don't know anything about, but I appreciate it on the plate when it shows up. All right, I'll tell you what, and let's go ahead and take another quick commercial break. Getting in when we get back, got a few more restaurant apocalypse news to go over, a couple more things to cover, and then I want to get into my favorite time of the week, which is how I end the show with things that I hate. I've got some really good ones lined up for you this week. Knife and Fork Radio Show.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi there, I'm Robin Savage, stand-up comic. Are you sick of the news getting pushed around by two sides, always saying the other side is wrong? You deserve to enjoy the news.
That's what's up, Robin. I'm your host, Mac James, from Stand Up for News. We're stand-up comics, and we tell the news. The news doesn't have any legs and can't stand up for its own self. Join us and special guests like local hero comics like Donnie Stopa, all the way to legends like Tommy Chong, every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on WTAN Radio.
Hello, this is the one and only Robbie the Shark. I want to welcome you to the new program, All Groovy, man. I just want a bunch of folks in front of my porch. Let's have a Coca-Cola, a sweet tea, or whatever your drinking flavor is, and let's just talk about life and how far we've come on the only 1340 WTAN Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's All Groovy with Robbie the Shark, Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Listen at your own risk.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with some exciting news. My radio program can now be heard on the Tan Talk Radio Network every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. We take your phone calls, give you the latest news on all of our home teams, and have contest and prize giveaways. Join Jason Alessi and me every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for the home team on FM 106.1 and AM 1340. Also on Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, from our commercial break. You're listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show with Mike and Eric. During the right before we started talking to James, I started talking about a few different restaurant apocalypse, items that are out there. And, I can't get away from it. It's just, it's devastational out there right now, just to be a victim of that. Because, as restaurant operators, owners, we put our life into it. And most of the time we put our life savings into these operations in order to get them going. And, these ones that I have on the list they're a lot bigger than that. These are big corporate conglomerates and they're, corporate chains. But, there's the small mom and pop guys that are hurting every day of the week out there. So I just want to say, if there's a favorite restaurant of yours that's out there, and you love them, and you go on a regular basis, or you don't maybe go as enough. When you guys want to have a good night out and you want to go and have a dinner, just go visit your local favorite restaurant. Give them the support that they need in order to maintain during these trying times, because it's tough out there right now, man. It's tough, and I want to see everyone succeed as much as possible and not just become a statistic and lost in the mix. So, just a word to anyone listening out there: your favorite restaurants. Once you get a little bit of money and, you save up or, whatever, and you want to have a good night out with the family or the wife or your husband or whoever the hell it is you hang out with, do yourselves a favor and do the restaurants a favor too. Go out there and just support them as best you can. I know it's easier said than done because money's tight out there right now for a lot of people, but everyone deserves a little bit of a break every once in a while.
Shop local, right?
Yeah, man. You may not be able to afford to go on a big Hawaiian vacation or go on an Alaskan cruise, but you might be able to scrape up a few bucks to go and have a little time off and have a nice dinner with your family or your friends, and maybe have that as your getaway, if you can't do the bigger stuff that you might be wanting to do. So just a shout out to the local restaurants out there. Keep your heads up, guys. It has to get better. I don't know when, and just do the best you can to stay open, and just keep grinding it out, you guys, because you're the backbone. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. Like Mike said, shop local, man. You know what I mean?
Got to do it.
Keep it in-house. It's just a part of the deal. But I was reading also that this is a little bit funny, a little restaurant news. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Parkside Cafe. Apparently it's in Largo, I believe. No, it's in Pinellas Park. I apologize. Another victim, not closing, another victim. Somebody put the car in reverse, hit the gas, drove right through the front of the building.
Oh, man.
It said it was extensive damage. The picture showed it looked like a 3 Series BMW.
Yeah.
It made like an older model. And it was just half the car was in the dining room and the other half was in the parking lot. I just don't get it. You hear about this all too often about these cars that are just driving through buildings. It just, I don't know.
Funny story.
Yeah, I love funny stories. Hit me.
I have one.
Go ahead.
All right. So my buddy, I know this guy after the fact, right?
Do I know this person too or no?
You probably do.
Okay.
You probably do in some fashion. Mm-hmm. So he drives through the front of Splash. Remember when Splash used to be big and used to be
the place out there in Carrollwood, up in North Tampa.
Yeah. It used to be there. It's not there anymore.
Okay.
So they've moved it. They've moved it now.
Okay, gotcha.
But so, and then he came to work. He obviously had a DUI. He was drinking.
Yeah, of course.
And then, I don't know, 3 or 4 years later, this guy stops in and puts an application in my place. And I'm like, this guy's got a lot of experience. This
sounds
awesome.
good. Yeah, I like this
guy's
guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I put him to work in the kitchen, and he was awesome. But he was a drunk.
Right,
but
whatever.
He came to work sober.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Keep going. And then, it just progressively got worse and worse. And then he's like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to pursue something else in my life.
He wants to go drive school buses for a living.
Whatever it is, right? So I was like, all right, cool, man. No big deal. So I don't see him for 10 years.
Okay.
I show up to work one day and someone's working on my air conditioner. And I'm like, that's a big old guy.
You're air conditioning for the restaurant.
Air conditioning for the restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a big old guy. I think I know that guy. Turns out my AC tech is the guy that drove through the window.
You're kidding me.
I was like, oh man, I don't know if this is going to get fixed correctly. I'm not sure if I'm confident in this guy's skills.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the hot and the low side going into the compressor on that one.
I mean, if he couldn't figure out the gas and the brake.
Right. How's he figuring out where to put the
Freon? So I felt bad for the copper piping, but hey.
Oh my God!
He fixed it, so it was all good.
So all right, well, maybe he found his calling.
Maybe he found his calling.
Yeah, apparently driving school buses was not his forte, nor was working in a restaurant. But now he's driving company vans, repairing air conditioners, which is even more frightening because they have flammable gas on the back of them most of the time.
So if you do drive through,
yes,
it's instant explosion.
Outstanding, Daryl. All right, Daryl, how you doing out there? I heard we got a call online. How are you doing today, my friend?
Ladies and gentlemen, Daryl Kraft. Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm well, my man. Buddy? Good to hear from you. How's everything going today on this beautiful, hot Thursday morning?
It's hot. It's getting hot in here.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, Daryl, you're good entertainment, man. I might have you on the show in the studio with us next week. You can be the musical entertainment.
I mean, that's not a crazy. That's like, I mean, you laugh about it, but I'm a seasoned stand-up touring level stand-up comedian,
Awesome.
And I've been on many radio shows, and I've done the whole morning radio thing, and I know I do my bits and everything like that. But
Very
I wanted
cool.
to talk about what it's like performing, dinner theater type stuff, and the relationship between stand-up comedy and dinners and restaurants.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about how sometimes you're going to be on there and you're going to be saying some of the funniest stuff that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be eating their food or whatever, and they'll be, they kind of got their back to you, and they're kind of turning, oh, shut up, stop it, stop talking. I'm trying to eat my steak and
Maybe
potatoes.
not funny.
Yeah.
Sorry?
What's that? What was that, Ed? He didn't
Well,
hear you?
it's kind of like bad karaoke. Maybe not funny.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm not. Well, how about I do a joke for you right now, and then we can be the judge of that.
You got to, Daryl. You got to keep it clean now. All right, we're on FM.
Of course, I'll do right now, and then we can be the judge of that.
You got to, Daryl. You got to keep it clean now. All right, we're on FM.
Of course, I understand how to work on terrestrial. I understand how to work on terrestrial.
It's going away.
Big word.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm going over. I'm going to the grocery store the other day to buy a glazed ham for a Thanksgiving dinner that I'm looking to have a couple of friends over for, and it's a Friendsgiving sort of situation. And I go into the store and I'm looking in the aisle, and I get into the one aisle, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this is where the glazed hams used to be, but now I'm looking over. I'm seeing pudding. I'm seeing candies for kids and everything. And I don't see anything. I'm going over. I find a person who works there. Sorry.
Bad.
And so I go over and I find somebody who's working there, and I say to them, "Hey, where's the glazed hams at?" And at which point the guy says to me, "Hey, excuse me, but you're leaking." And I look down, and I guess I've got the wrong sized diapers or whatever, and it's leaking down my leg, and the poop on the diaper is leaking down my leg. Poop, 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 poop.
If I had a gong, it would have went off right after. So I have a joke for you,
Daryl. I got to tell you, I know you're still out there, man. But
Daryl,
there's a reason why people are turning their backs to you when you're telling your jokes.
If I were you, I'd stick to karaoke.
Are you still there, Daryl? Hang up. All right, good. Hey, to the listening audience that's out there right now, I apologize. I don't know what the hell just happened. And Daryl, good luck in your ventures, and hopefully, moving forward, you get some good gigs. And I take back what I said about having you in the studio, because that's probably not going to be a thing moving forward. But I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Oh yeah, in your comedy career, of course.
And Mike, what'd you think of that joke?
I have one better. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Remember, we're on FM, Mike. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Man, it's such a fine line.
Yeah.
So I walked into the Lowe's one day,
right?
And I'm looking for some caulk.
And that's
caulk. CAULK.
Yes, sir. Just so we clarify.
So
FCC.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm caulking something on a black ceiling.
Got it. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have to go and ask where the black caulk is at.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to find it.
You have to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and I'm like, I can't find it. All I can find is brown.
Right.
So I asked the gentleman that works there next to me, who happened to be an African-American male.
Ed's on guard right now, just so you know. Okay.
And I had to look this grown man in the eye and say, "Hey, man, do you know where I can find the black caulk?"
And what did he say?
He almost fell down laughing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Listen, man, I've never ever had anybody ask me that question since I've been working here." And he's like, "It's right here.
Yeah, it's right here.
Here's the black caulk for you, sir."
He said that.
He said that. I said, "Thank you, sir, for making this more embarrassing than it had to be."
Outstanding.
Have a great day.
I love it. Mike, I got to tell you, that is so much better than Daryl's comedy. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for filling me in and talking to me about that, because, wow.
Well, I had to cover up that dumpster fire that just happened.
Yeah. And do me a favor, man. Screen these calls a little bit better next time.
Yeah.
I don't know where that guy was going. Like, I have no idea what I have no idea what the hell just happened with that phone call.
Yeah, sometimes happy hours at 9 a.m. Sometimes
I guess so. Yeah. It's 9:48. So yeah, we got a little bit of
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about before, I was rudely interrupted by Daryl with that amazing stand-up comedy routine. Yeah, so the vehicle crashed through the building, Mike. 3C's BMW. We talked about that. Now they're also talking about in the news right now that California's minimum wage, it's at $20 an hour.
Yeah.
It's becoming a problem with the youth in the state getting jobs and finding employment, like right out of high school or during high school.
Because they have no skills.
Yeah. And the employers are saying, well, F you, if I'm paying $20 an hour, then I'm just going to go and hire somebody that's got qualifications.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I said when they wanted to. I said, watch that you don't box yourself out of those jobs.
And that's what's happening right now. So
because what am I going to do? Get some guy off the street that's got no knowledge of anything.
Absolutely.
Or some kid that just spent 4 years in high school.
Yep.
I mean, in college.
Yep.
Can't find a job. $20 an hour is going to work there.
Absolutely, and that's
box themselves out.
And you hit the nail right on the head. And they're saying now that they're not hiring kids. They're not like.
No.
I know my first job. I worked at Long John Silver's years ago. I mean, when I was like 15, 16 years old, and my rate of pay when I first started working was $4.25 an hour. That's how many years ago.
$5 an hour.
$5
I thought I was killing it.
Yeah, you're right behind me or in front of me. But $20 an hour, man, for a high school kid. I get it. As the employer, I'm going to look at that high school kid and say, you know what, this guy's got a year experience. You have zero. I'm going to try this year's worth of experience with this guy instead of you. Good luck, kid. Try to find it.
Well, this guy's got to pay back student loans and everything. And this other kid's living at home with his mama, and he don't even care about showing up to work.
Yeah, so that's the issue right now going on in California. They're like you said, they're boxing themselves out 100%. It's terrible.
We're getting there every September until we get to 15.
15, yeah, that's right around the corner. What are we at now? 13, 14?
12.
It's about to go to 13.
About to go to 13.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, September, is that when the increase happens?
Yeah,
man,
I think it's the last day of September.
I'm glad I'm out. Yep.
Well, the problem is that now you're paying servers X amount of dollars.
Yeah, that's going to go to like
basically
$9 an hour.
$13 an hour.
Yeah.
So it's going to be $9 whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then $9.98, something like that.
But,
yeah, $10 an hour plus tips. I mean, that's
not a bad gig.
It's a pretty good gig, man.
Not a bad gig, man. I'm not going to wait tables for you.
Yeah,
let me know when that increase takes place. I'll come wait tables for you.
Yeah, it'll be in September.
Yeah, talking about rising costs also, man. They're saying that over the years, since 2019 through current, McDonald's prices, these numbers are staggering.
Oh, I can only imagine.
The prices have increased at McDonald's 142% from 2019 through current. Just listen to this quick little list. Medium order fries in 2019, $1.79. Medium order fries now, $4.19.
Whoa.
I haven't been to a McDonald's and ordered French fries or anything, so I don't know how accurate these numbers are, but this is just what I was reading on the restaurant news yesterday. Big Mac, 2019, $3.99. Today, $7.49.
Wow.
For that crappy little Big Mac with the Thousand Island dressing on it.
Well, I think these prices are probably going to be in California.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume. It probably down in Florida. I'm sure the increase is probably just as high in Florida, but they're not as sticker shock as they are. Yeah.
I don't think it's up that high yet.
McChicken sandwich used to be $1.29. Now it's $3.89 for a chicken sandwich. 10-piece chicken nugget, $4.49. Now it's $7.58.
Wow.
Cheeseburger, plain old cheeseburger, went from $1 to $3.
Remember when cheeseburgers were like 49 cents?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
39 to 49. 39 for the plain, 49 for the cheese. Yeah. $3.
For the life of me, since I've been breathing, I don't understand why the Big Mac doesn't have cheese.
Big Mac doesn't have cheese?
Really?
No. Big Mac doesn't come with cheese.
That is weird. So, because if you want cheese, they're going to charge you $1 for it. That's
exactly.
Why. That's marketing right there.
Hey.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but they're closing down. Maybe you should have put cheese on a Burger King.
Get to your things I hate because I got one.
Oh, do you have one?
Oh, you got one?
Well, all right. I was getting ready to start that here soon, Ed. But if you'd like to kick it off, I'd love to hear what you have.
This irritates my delays on.
If you guys could see Ed right now, his face is beat red. Go ahead, Ed.
Is this craze on I believe it's Instagram?
Yes.
Where people have to take video of them eating food and they put the microphone right under their chin.
Okay.
And of course they got to crunch. And then they start.
That's the thing?
Oh, I can't block them fast enough. It's like if you call me and you're eating on the phone, I'll hang up. I cannot stand somebody that's eating on the phone. It's like, I got to go, call me back when you're done eating.
What's the point of it? What are they trying to accomplish?
I don't know. They're like showing you how crispy their chicken is, or there's one Oriental slurping
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I will tell you, though, in Japan and a lot of the Asian cultures, if you don't slurp the soup, they take it as an insult.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's interesting.
That's a fun fact. Yeah, but again, they're not chomping on crunchy chicken sandwiches and French fries and slurping milkshakes at the same time either.
I have mitigated the issue by not having Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, when I say have no idea about social media, I mean, I literally have zero clue about it. Thank you, Brian. And Brian is out there that manages my social media for the restaurants and whatnot. Thank you again for doing it for me, because I have no clue. Was that a call on the line, Ed?
Daryl called back for more abuse. So I just told him, he said, what do you think? I said, stick to karaoke.
I saw the look in your face, and I had a feeling that that's what was going on.
He wanted to know when the podcast was up so he can listen to himself.
Oh, I gotcha. And he said he's calling back for more abuse. All right. Well, Ed kicked off the Things I Hate segment of the show. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into it as well.
So
all right?
let's see what you got
I've
today.
got a few things on the
I'm
things.
going to find one while you do it.
Yeah, please do.
Irritate you all.
Oh, please. Oh, God, I can't wait for this. I've got a few things on the Things That I Hate list. Here's one thing that I really hate, Mike. You know what really grinds my gears and gets me going?
What's that?
When I hear someone say the word irregardless.
Double entendre?
Irregardless is not a word. It's never been a word. It never will be a word.
What is the exact definition of that? Is it does it make it a double entendre?
Quite possibly. I'm not sure exactly what that word means, what you just said, but I think
like a double negative.
Okay, yeah, pretty much, yeah, for the most part, yeah. So basically, like, I like this water, irregardless of the fact that it's in a plastic bottle.
Right.
It should be. I like this water, regardless of the fact that it's in a plastic bottle.
Right.
It's not a word. It's not a word, man. And I cringe. My skin crawls when I hear somebody say irregardless, because it's just like, well, and these are like intelligent people that say this. They just don't understand that's not a thing. Like,
well, they're just making up words.
I guess, man. I don't know. That drives me absolutely crazy. Ed is looking furiously at his phone right now, and he's going to disgust everybody with this Instagram crap that he's been talking about.
I blocked most of them.
I blocked them all. They can't get to me.
I can't wait. Here's another thing that I hate. And here. No. Okay. Here's another thing that I really hate as well. I hate it when grown adults, man or women, doesn't matter to me, go home and they play video games all night long.
Oh, wow. You're hit the nail on the head right there,
I can't stand adults playing video games, man. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It just drives me crazy. They should be reserved for younger people, you know? And I'm going to tell you what, when I was 16, he's got a big smile on his face. He's found the sort of...
No. I got something to that, but go ahead.
When I was 16, 17 years old, I had a PlayStation. I used to play Gran Turismo till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Of course.
Then I wouldn't go to school the next day, and that's why I was such a horrible student, and whatever. But nonetheless, I used to love it when I was 15, 16.
Not 40.
And then I realized, you know what? I like money more than I like playing video games. I'm going to go ahead and work for a living now and not just sit in my room and play video games till 4 in the morning. And that's a decision I made. There was a turning point. And now... you got grown adults that go home and, we have to wear these headphones while we're in the studio, but they've got these idiots that go home and put headphones on with microphones that look at their television screen and play video games and talk to people in other countries.
And they scream at little kids.
What are you getting out of that? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
It's an alternate reality. That means their reality is so bad that they have to leave it.
They have to leave it. I used to play this one video game years ago. It was called Halo.
Oh,
everyone's heard of this. This is the original Halo, and it was on the original Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
6 months of my life, I was in a black hole.
Oh, for
100% fixated on the fact that I'm going to beat this video game because I have to. I'm 6 months into this.
Absolutely.
6 months. I've wasted 6 months of my life at this point. I finally beat the game. I was like, oh, my God. I beat the game. I'm the king of the world. You know what I got for it? Credits. Credits rolled across the screen, and that's it. They gave me nothing. And so my solution to that was, in the Xbox, it needs to come preloaded with a roll of quarters.
Let's try to guess what it is.
What are they eating?
Celery and chips.
It's disgusting.
You need some sort of a burger just slurping all over
It's
it.
absolutely disgusting. So thanks for that filthy description there. So yeah, I said they need to load the Xbox with a roll of quarters. So if the Xbox costs $200, charge me $210 for it. I want to pay for the quarters too. I'm not expecting a free roll of quarters. And then when you beat the game, there should be a little slot that opens up and it ejects one quarter and says, "Thank you for your hard work." At least you have something in your hand that you can say, "I worked so hard for this." And it's only a quarter, but it's something tangible.
Yeah,
it's not just credits.
Maybe just $10.
Or $10.
I mean, if you're going to beat it, are you going to beat it that many times for a roll of quarters?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that roll of quarters rolls into the next game too. Like if you want to play Gran Turismo, or if you beat the track, it's going to shoot out a quarter. I'm an innovator, Mike. I'm like Steve Jobs.
Okay.
I'm Steve Jobs of 2024, but I'm talking about technology from 1993. The last thing that I hate, I hear the music playing. That means we got to go. When people say, "You know what? I cooked this dish with love." Mother effer, what does that even mean? You didn't cook it with love. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You need to cook with love.
Love equals salt.
Love equals salt, and it equals flavor. Listen, everybody, you're listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show once again. We had a great Thursday. We had a really good conversation today. James, again, thank you so much. Over at the estuary, latitude 28, Newport Richie's newest hotspot. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Knife and Fork Radio Show. Mike, you got anything?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Donald Trump spoke outside the courthouse in New York, where jurors have returned for a second day of deliberating in the former president's criminal hush money trial.
It's a disgrace. The millions and millions of dollars that are spent daily on this case, outside it looks like it's Fort Knox.
I'm Matt Piper at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. It's been a long week and a long trial in general for these jurors. 6 weeks of testimony, an entire day of closing arguments Tuesday, and now a second day of deliberating. While yesterday ended rather early, around 4 p.m., the judge says he's going to ask them to stay late today if needed to try to reach a verdict.
Right now, they're rehearing testimony from two key witnesses, former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker and former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. The White House has just announced President Biden will head overseas next week.
It's been 80 years since the D-Day landings in Normandy, and President Biden will be there to mark the event. French President Emmanuel Macron will host the president on June 8th for talks after the ceremony. This will be Biden's first state visit to France. He'll be in the country from June 5th through June 9th.
CBS's Linda Kenyon from the White House. Slovenia's government announced last hour it will endorse a motion to recognize a Palestinian state, becoming the 10th member of the 27-nation EU to do so, with Norway, Spain, and Ireland the latest among them. A 58-year-old livery driver from Pakistan is charged with attempted murder, reckless driving, and hate crimes after New York City police say he tried to run down students outside a yeshiva in Brooklyn as he yelled about killing all the Jews. This woman lives on the block.
I find that's not right, because we all one. We're created by one God, so we should learn to love each other.
No one was injured. There are new signs North Korea may be giving Russia an assist in its war on Ukraine. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The Defense Intelligence Agency has released an unclassified report which claims North Korean missile debris has been found throughout Ukraine. The agency says its report highlights the evolving and strengthening relationship between North Korea and Russia.
Take something to keep your cholesterol levels in check. It may be warding off cancer. CBS's Jim Krasula has the details.
Statin drugs that are commonly used to lower cholesterol may block a particular protein seen in the development of cancer that results from chronic inflammation. That's according to a new study from researchers at the Massachusetts General Hospital's Cancer Center.
The Dow is down 359 points in early trading, S&P off 14. This is CBS News.
And now, a list of things from Progressive Insurance. Home, auto, boat, motorcycle, RV, ATV. Progressive protects them all. Learn more about bundling at Progressive.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
A labor and delivery nurse at NYU Langone has been fired over politics.
A Palestinian-American nurse honored for her work caring for women who lost babies in New York posted her acceptance speech.
It pains me to see the women from my country going through unimaginable losses themselves during the current genocide in Gaza. This award is deeply personal to me for those reasons.
Hassan Jabber was fired by NYU Langone Health after the genocide comment. The hospital says a previous unspecified incident contributed to the firing. Steve Cathan, CBS News.
Britain's Minister of Defense says King Charles will take part in Trooping the Colour next month. That's an annual celebration of the monarch's birthday. This year, the king won't ride on horseback, though, as he's done in the past. He'll be driven in a horse-drawn carriage as he continues with cancer treatment. Kensington Palace says Kate Middleton, who's undergoing chemotherapy, will skip the event. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with the team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SAVE or text SAVE to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SAVE to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
You are about to enter the arena of real news and factual commentary on The Voice of Reason here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Now, here is your host for today's program, Ed Golly.
And joining me in the Tan Talk studio, my co-host for today, Carrie Gibbons. Whitney Fox is a name you might want to remember. She is a candidate in the Democratic primary to challenge Representative Anna Paulina Luna in Pinellas County's Congressional District number 13, and is joining us in the studio today to tell us about her campaign credentials